From the news department of the Liberia Broadcasting System in Painesville, this is Newsline. 1 full hour of news, views, counter views, comments, background reports, and in-depth analysis. Issues all about Liberia, Africa, and the rest of the world. Today is Wednesday, July 10, 2024. I'm Alfred Rogers, anchoring. In the headlines tonight, Criminal Court B sentences murder convict Fasu Dapana to 40 years imprisonment. Lufa County Senator Momo Saros gives huge financial assistance to support several projects in the county. The Ivorian government turns over more than 200 passports of former Ivorian refugees to the Liberian government. In foreign news, thousands of Sudanese refugees are dwelling in the forest area near Ethiopia's border with Sudan after surviving attacks by local militias or United Nations run refugee camps. Details of these interesting stories, Newsline Sports, the news in French and more. But first, let's take a bulletin of news read for us by Fabien Kuya.
Criminal Court B Wednesday sentenced defendant Fasu Dakpana to 40 years imprisonment for murdering one Augustine Kule in Painesville. Judge Shepard Domaizo in his ruling said though he takes judicial report of the pre-sentence report submitted by the probation office of the Ministry of Justice to the effect that defendant Fasu had no prior criminal history. Judge Doma also noted given the wicked manner in which he planned and brutally killed Augustine Kule, the court cannot be lenient with him in that human life is important. On April 20, 2022, defendant Fasu had an intent to chop his uncle Augustine to death with a cutlass and wounded 3 of the deceased nephews. Prior to the incident, defendant Fasu went to his uncle's room and accused him of surrounding the house with people whom he alleged wanted to kill him. Lofa County Senator Momo Saros has identified with several communities and institutions in the county. Senator Saros donated $6 million Liberian dollars for women empowerment, 2,000 United States dollars for the construction of the Konya Market Annex project. The Lofa County Senator also presented 100,000 Liberian dollars for the rehabilitation of the Azwaru English and Islamic Public School and 50,000 to the Mamikonini Women in Agriculture, among others. The gesture is in fulfillment of promise made by Senator Saros during the 2023 legislative elections in Lofa County. Meanwhile, the beneficiaries lauded Senator Saros for the gesture. The Ivorian government has turned over 269 passports to the Liberian government for former Ivorian refugees residing in Liberia. Speaking at the turning ceremony of the passports in Monrovia Wednesday, the director of the Ivorian Refugee Agency, Emmanuel Fiagolo, lauded the Liberian government for providing protection for its citizens over the years. Mr. Fiagolo said the Ivorian government stands ready to work in along with authorities in Liberia to ensure its citizens who sought local integration reside in the country legally. He told the former refugees not to only see the passports as symbol of national identity, but an opportunity to open door for the sustainable integration. The Ivorian official urged the former refugees to abide by the rules and laws in Liberia to strengthen the long-standing cooperation between Liberia and Ivory Coast. At the same time, the executive director of the Liberia Refugee Resettlement and Repatriation Commission, Patrick Woolsey, has pledged government's commitment to upholding international instruments under the refugee regime. He noted that under the arrest agenda, government will ensure the protection of the refugee regime to make Liberia a safe haven for persons seeking international protection. The LRRC executive director called on the Ivorian government to ensure that its citizens residing in the country be given passports.
Under the leadership of Joseph Yvonne Bonner, President of Liberia, have an agenda for the arrest and will ensure that we live good to our promises based on instruments we have signed and ratified and have domesticated to ensure that Liberia becomes a safe haven for those who want to seek international protection.
Mr. Wazi said over 900 former Ivorian refugees opted for local integration and 269 received passports. He also urged the Ivorian government to also ensure that additional 2,000 former refugees residing in the southeast are identified and provided passports. The superintendent of the Monrovia Consolidated School System, James Momo, has expressed concern over challenges confronting the MCSS. Superintendent Momo named some of the challenges as overcrowded classrooms, shortage of specialized teachers, and the limited availability of public high schools in Monrovia. He attributed the poor performance of students in public examinations to the many challenges affecting the education sector of the country.
Right now, our schools, our MCSS schools, are in dire conditions, very terrible conditions. Classes are overpacked. In fact, we do not even have teachers. Well, the teachers will have some of them have a PhD in accounts, and they are teaching history, teaching literature, because we do not have teachers in our classroom.
Mr. Momo wants international partners and other educational institutions invest in Liberia's education sector. The MCSS superintendent spoke Wednesday in Sinker at the One National Policy Dialogue of Education Stakeholders. A local organization, Institute for Democratic Action and Development, is leading an advocacy for the establishment of Regional Legal Assistance Center. The executive director of the organization, Joseph Chain, said the establishment of the proposed center will ensure the implementation of key legislations. Mr. Chain highlighted the 2011 Education Reform Act, 2018 Local Governance Act, Freedom of Information, Land Rights as focus of the campaign.
It's basically our role to ensure that civil society and community-based organizations have access to legal assistance services that strengthen their capacity to be able to advocate for policy reform, service delivery, and implementation of our different laws.
He spoke Wednesday at the One-Day National Policy Dialogue involving relevant stakeholders in Monrovia. Agriculture Minister Dr. Alexander Nuttah has underscored the importance of the National Agriculture Development Plan of 2024-2030. Mr. Nuttah said the instrument is crucial to the country's economy because it will reduce the importation of rice and hugely contribute to the revenue envelope of Liberia. Speaking Wednesday at the official launch of the initiative in Congo Town, Minister Nuttah reaffirmed government's commitment to enhancing food security in the country.
I am deeply delighted to have led a team of experts with support from our development partners, particularly the FAO, to craft a blueprint that overhaul Liberia's agricultural sector into a strong industry that prepares the national economy to greater heights.
He said the formation of the National Agriculture Development Plan is part of government's efforts to attract more foreign direct investments in the agriculture sector. Minister Nuttah is, however, rallying stakeholders, policymakers, and development partners to join the ministry in reducing food insecurity in the country. Meanwhile, the Food and Agriculture Organization has pledged its unwavering support to the Liberian government to enhance food security in the country. FOO representative to Liberia, Binsha Tishaya, said part of the support will focus on technical assistance for the successful implementation of the National Agriculture Development Plan of Liberia. Madam Shikaya made a commitment Wednesday in Congo Town when the Liberian government officially launched its National Agriculture Development Plan of 2024-2030.
I would like to reaffirm FAO's dedication to Liberia's growth and development and reiterate our readiness and commitment to support the development of Liberia and its financial partners in the implementation of the National Agriculture Development Plan.
The Food and Agriculture Organization representative also called for practical approach for the advancement of the country's agriculture sector. She, however, praised government for the launch of the National Agriculture Development Plan while calling for more political will in tackling hunger in the country. ECOWAS Ambassador to Liberia, Josephine Nkrumah, is urging government officials and citizens to work with intention and dedication to realize the vision of food-sufficient country. Madam Nkrumah believes dedication and hard work remain essential in the effective implementation of agricultural activities across Liberia. She was speaking at the launch of the National Agricultural Development Plan in Congo Town on Wednesday.
As the launch of Liberian National Agricultural Development Plan, we must not just pay lip service to what we're doing here. We must work with intent, we must be deliberate, and we must work with a conviction.
The ECOWAS ambassador, however, called for a people-centered approach to make Liberia's food security sustainable and reliable. The program is being held under the theme Promoting Food Self-Sufficiency and Indigenous Wealth Creation through Agricultural Value Chain Development. Maryland County District 3 Representative Austin Taylor has embarked on the reconstruction of a major bridge connecting Callaway District with Barobo District in the county. Representative Taylor said the previous bridge linking the two areas collapsed recently following heavy downpour. He told ELBC the ongoing bridge construction is a quick impact project aimed at addressing the challenges residents of two districts face in traveling to the two districts. The Maryland County District 3 representative also clarified the project, worth over $6,000 is being constructed using logs and not concrete. Meanwhile, residents of Callaway and Barobo statutory districts in Maryland County have hailed Representative Taylor for the ongoing project. 3 families in Grand Creek County have resolved their long-standing land dispute. According to our correspondent, it followed the intervention by local authorities and some civil society organizations. Our correspondent said the land is being contested for by the Tremble, Marwin, and Jabo families. Meanwhile, Grand Creek County Land Administrator David Topa is expected to visit the area soon for verification. And the chief elder of Makwea Clan, rural Montserrat County, James Tower, has denied allegation of extracting parts from a dead alligator. Our correspondent quotes Mr. Tower as saying the dead alligator was set ablaze over the weekend on the general market day of the clan. Mr. Tower described the allegation as false and misleading. He said at no time did he extract parts and take the ashes of the alligator to an unknown destination.
Fabian Kuya in the news bulletin. She comes back a little later. That's when you listen to our international news. This is Newsline on State Radio. One of the big stories we're following. Lufa County Senator Momo Saros gives huge financial assistance to support several projects in the county. To this one now, the National Agricultural Development Plan for 2024-2030 has been launched in Monrovia. The 5-year strategic plan seeks to enhance food production and security across Liberia. The launch of the framework document attracted scores of government officials, including President Joseph Boyka, local farmers, and members of the diplomatic corps. Pastor Talu was at the ceremony and now reports.
The 5-year